Hey Vinyl Community, Jeff here, and it is contest time again to enter, not to have one. I'm not having one, but again I'm entering one. Yeah, I know you're saying, hey, Jeff entered a lot of contests recently. Yes, I have, but I like to support other people. And in this case, we are supporting Christian over at CGCVinylGuy. Now, yes, he had a contest a while back, and yes, I won that contest. I don't think that may not have been the last one he had, but I have won one of his contests before. Hopefully that doesn't disqualify me. But basically, he is approaching his 60th birthday, so it's centered around 6, and he's looking to push to 500 subscribers, and he's a little over 400 now, about 410 at the time of this. You have a few weeks because this is a fairly new, brand new contest, actually. And so basically, the contest is simple: 6 albums from when you were 6. So anyway, my year would be 1972. So therefore you figure out what year I was born, because I'll let you do the math. But anyway, 1972, which when you look back, had a lot of great stuff. Had a lot of great stuff in 1972. So we're going to jump right into this. And the first one up is Deep Purple's Machine Head. Now, you know, Deep Purple had been around since the 60s, and actually Christian showed one of theirs from 1968. So we know that they had, you know, some minor success there. And then when Ian Gillan came on, and of course this album ended up being really huge with, you know, Smoke on the Water and things along the line. So funny thing, interesting story. I find it interesting. I've been a big Deep Purple fan for, I don't know, 30 years or so. And most of the guys in my band, out of the 4 guys, most of us are somewhat Deep Purple fans. The bass player and I probably the most. Our guitar player, not so much. Never was a fan. And it has only been recently, like maybe a month or so, or 2 months ago, that he actually finally gave in, and we decided to play Smoke on the Water and Highway Star. Smoke on the Water we've played a handful of times live. Highway Star, we're still working on getting it to where it sounds decent enough to play in public. So that's interesting, and they're both from this album. 2 great songs from a great album by Deep Purple, 1972. Up next, 1972, the Doobie Brothers. Is it Tolau Street? I always butcher it. Anyway, great album. Listen to the music, Rocking Down the Highway, Jesus Is Just Alright. 3 major hits from this album, 1972. And yeah, so there you go. Another great 72 album. Here is another classic, Captain Beyond. Connected to Deep Purple, singer from Captain Beyond was the original Deep Purple singer before Ian Gillan, and then he went off and did this. And this is just, in my opinion, just a masterpiece. Just an amazing album. I did pick this up not too many months ago. I finally found a copy at a decent price. It's got the lenticular cover and everything. Anyway, if you're not familiar with this album and you're into, you know, 70s rock, you need to check this out. It's just a great album. Here's one that only a handful of people probably know. Larry Norman, So Long Ago, The Garden. Larry Norman is, he was always touted as the father of Christian rock. They would call him now the grandfather of Christian rock. Of course, he passed away about 10 to, how long is it? 2007. He's been gone for 15 years now. Wow. Anyway, yes, but prolific, just tons of music out there by him. Lots and lots of live albums. He was one of those, you know, kind of like the Grateful Dead of Christian music, in that so many concerts were recorded and released that you find so much live material of his out there that he had his own label and he put it out. So absolutely one of my favorite albums by him. This is one of the early ones, part of the trilogy. I was excited to find a white label promo of this not too many months ago, as a matter of fact. I showed that in a video at some point. And of course, hey, Jeff's going to pull on something from the Partridge Family. 1972 is pretty popular for the Partridge Family. They did like 2 or 3 albums. In between 70 and 72 or 73 is when Partridge Family released like all their albums, 4 or 5 albums, I don't know. But anyway, there was a couple in 72. This is just a highlight. This is when they were really hitting it. The show is going strong for the 3 seasons it was on. There you go, the Partridge Family with Notebook. Last, we got a little jazz. This is Philip Upchurch with Darkness. I told the story of this in the way back when I got it a couple years ago. Found this in the thrift store for $1. Had no clue who it was, but I was sold. I looked at the cover and I said, okay, got a guy on the beach. He's playing guitar. That tells me right there, you know, it's screaming classic, great guitar stuff. Then I went and looked at it and saw that there were it was all instrumental stuff. There were no vocalists listed on the album, so I assumed at that point. Again, I didn't know anything about this artist, 1972, early 70s stuff. And I assumed, hey, based on the instruments and everything, that this is most likely a jazz album, and I was right. So just some great stuff. I picked up 2 of his albums. This one's 1972. They were in amazing, pristine condition. This is a double record set. And anyway, yeah, this was a score for sure. Amazing condition and for $1. So there you go. 6 from when I was 6. And if you haven't already subscribed to Christian, jump on board. Link below. That way we can get him up to 500. And check it out. Join on the contest too. And we will see you later. Rock on and rock hard.